This is the FLEX Cordless 9-inch handheld cutoff saw, and on today's episode, I'm going to show you how well it works. We're going to go over all the features of the saw, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I've got a job where I need to cut into some concrete to replace some drain lines. I've got actually quite a bit of concrete to cut, so let's just get into this right now. First, let's start with the features of the saw. First of all, let's go over my favorite feature of this saw. It's going to be this spindle lock right up top here. Hopefully you guys can see that. All you've got to do to change the blade on this particular saw is twist this and it locks the blade in place. So now I can take my wrench, undo the nut, and take the blade off. Don't have to hold anything with another, wrench or anything like that. When you're done, you just twist it back, blade's spinning free again. That's probably my favorite feature on this saw. I really like that. It's so simple. Just twist it, blade's locked. That's just too easy, man. So that's a cool game-changing feature to me that FLEX has brought to the table. Another really cool feature is the water jet. So we've got a water jet on each side of the saw blade. I don't know if you can see it up in there or not, but you can see where this hose is terminating into the guard, and then this hose is also terminating on this side of the guard. So we've got a water jet or a spray of water on both sides of the blades. Sometimes on some saws they don't have that. So to me that's a really good feature because, man, when you're cutting concrete, masonry products, it can get really dusty really fast. Now, this thing weighs, without the battery, 12.6 pounds. So it's not the lightest saw, but it's not too bad. Cutting depth, 3 3/8 of an inch cutting depth. No load, speed 6,600 RPMs, and it is a 7/8 arbor, by the way. It does have that water jet, as I was talking about, and it also has a very, very good blade brake. It's got an electric blade brake that'll stop the blade really, really fast. So it works very well. It's also got a tool overload indicator. So I'll show you that when we get to using it. If I start bearing down on it too much, it's going to start flashing at me. We've obviously got, a valve for our water control, so we can actually turn that and control how much water is going into the tool. And it does have an anti-kickback blade brake as well. So if you start binding up a little bit, twisting it, it does have anti-kickback, so it's got a nice safety feature built right into it. The handle is plastic, it's pretty comfortable. I do like the battery door is sealed very well. So we've got just a little button right here that opens up. So it keeps the water and the debris off of your batteries. They're not exposed. I like that. And he even has a rafter hook, which is pretty wild. I mean, you never know when you're going to need a rafter hook, right? So lots of nice features. It's got the legendary, in my opinion, FLEX grip. The grip is really good on FLEX tools where you're actually holding it on the handle. So that's nice. But I think it's about time to go cut that concrete. So I'm going to head over there real quick and we'll show you what this thing's capable of. All right, so we've got our marks laid out. We've got a lot of concrete here to cut, folks. This tool ships typically with a 10-0 battery. I got it fully charged. I just charged it last night. So we're going to use this 10-0 and let me open this bad boy up and we're going to get to cutting. Now, we don't have water on in this house. So I got my partner in crime, Don. He's going to use a pump up sprayer and just keep the blade wet. Got a nice blade brake too, so I love that. All right, so that's the way I like to do it. I like to score it first, and then I like to go back through it full depth. Do you see that indicator light that was coming on? So that's like an overload indicator. So when that flashes, I'm pushing it a little bit too hard. So I got to back off just a little bit. So after cutting that kerf, we got 3 bars of battery life left. Let's try to go full depth. All right, you ready, Don? I'm ready for some water when you are, buddy. Hit that blade, man. Thought I would address something right away with this saw because I know I'm going to get this in the comment section. Will the corded adapter work on this saw? Well, let me just show you to prove that it absolutely will not work. I'll open up the door, we'll slide the adapter in. Does not work. It absolutely will not work. I can plug it in, it's not going to work. Yes, you could modify the tabs inside to allow this to work, but why would you want the door open, flopping around, and a cord hanging out while you're cutting with this saw, and you'd have slurry, wet concrete blowing all in that bay? I think it's a horrible idea, and I think anyone that would even attempt to do something so stupid is just not thinking straight. There's a reason that FLEX did not allow the corded adapter to be used on this saw. So there's that. Let's just get that out of the way right now. No, you can't use the corded adapter on this saw. What were my findings when using this saw? Well, first of all, I will tell you this. We had a lot of concrete to cut that was extremely hard concrete. It had river rock in the concrete. So it felt like we were cutting a lot of that rock. And it was just super, super hard. Some of the hardest concrete I've ever had to cut, actually. I do have an electric powered 14-inch concrete saw that I did bring to the job and that we were using when the batteries would die for the FLEX, and it was struggling. It was really struggling, and I have cut a lot of concrete with that saw. We even went and got a new blade for it. It still struggled. That was just really, really hard concrete. But here were my findings with this saw. First of all, battery life. So no, I don't know how long a 10-0 stacked battery lasts cutting through concrete. It's gonna vary depending on how green the concrete is, how thick the concrete is, what you're cutting with it. I have no idea, and even if I were to time it, it would be so inaccurate because concrete varies. What you're cutting with this tool is gonna vary so much that it would just, it's an irrelevant test. But I will say this. The 10-0 stacked lithium battery, this is the first time since owning FLEX tools that I really feel like the stacked batteries stood out. Now, let me clarify. Smaller tools, you slap a stacked battery on a smaller tool, like a 2.0 battery stacked, it's going to outperform a 2.5 amp. It just is. It's got that punch to it, right? We all know about that, right? I mean, you can stick a 2.0 on a circ saw. It might not have the runtime, but it's going to have that punch. It's going to deliver the power that you need. That's what the stacked batteries are all about. But other than that, I guess other than the charge times and the fact that they don't overheat as fast, the stacked batteries have been great, and I like them, and this is all that I would personally buy. However, I'm still getting great use out of the original batteries. I got the 12.0 here. I even ran the 8.0 on this saw a little bit. But this is the first time that I have truly, truly seen the power of the 10.0 stacked battery just absolutely come to life and cook this 12.0. Let me explain that a little bit. The 10.0 not only was a little bit, it felt like it had a little more torque, but it also ran way longer, did not overheat or thermal overload nearly as fast. Typically, I felt like I had a little life left in this 12.0, but it just got too hot. And you stick it on the charger, same with the 8.0, stick it on the charger, and it needs a solid 30 minutes to cool down before it starts charging again. Not the case with the 10.0. The 10.0, I felt like I could completely deplete every ounce of power in this battery before it, shut down, said, hey, there's no more juice left. You need to throw it on the charger. Throw it on the charger. It's too hot to charge immediately. 5 or 10 minutes, it's already charging, and man, it was charging fast, and I could throw it back in here and use it again. So this is the first time that I feel like the stacked battery truly 110% outperformed the 12.0 standard battery and the 8.0 for that matter. You really need to run stacked batteries on this tool. Here's something that I will tell you. If you want this to keep up with your charging, I think you need 4 of these. You could maybe make it on 3, but in other words, what I'm telling you is if you are cutting nonstop with this tool, by the time you get to the 3rd battery on the charger, by the time you deplete a 3rd battery, I'm not sure that the 1st battery would be recharged quite enough to use. You'd need a 4th one. That's what I'm getting at. I feel like you need, if you want to keep this thing running 24/7, just never stop, just bearing down on it, cutting thick concrete, I feel like you need 3 or 4 of these 10-0 stacked batteries to never deplete your supply. You could throw one on the charger as soon as it, dies out, grab another one and keep going, but I think by the time you get to the 4th one, the 1st one would be recharged. I don't know that the 3rd one would. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of food for thought, I guess. I'm trying to explain that. I'm doing a bad job at it. But basically, I feel like if you're going to use this in a really heavy-duty, hardcore application, kind of like I was doing on this job where we had a lot of concrete to cut, you need 3 or 4 of these, okay? Cutting speed. This thing cuts so much faster than my big 14-inch, it wasn't even funny. And I have a feeling it has to do with the RPMs of the blade. So this blade, I believe it spins at 6,600 RPMs. My electric saw, my big 14-inch saw, spins at 4,500 RPMs. Noticeable difference. So much more control with this saw. Way less vibration. It was just a breeze. It felt like a 50% decrease in workout. It's a workout to run these saws because you got to be careful with them. You got to keep them, the blade needs to stay plumb or you'll start catching and binding up. It's a workout to run these saws, especially in really dense, hardcore concrete like that. That's really high PSI. This was so much easier to cut. I just love this saw. I thought it was fantastic. The overload protection light, that worked so well. I mean, every time it would light up, all I had to do was pull back just a hair on the saw, it would go off, and it just felt like it was protecting the battery, protecting the motor. It was still cutting just as fast. It was fantastic. Battery indicator light was helpful. I tell you what was really helpful, it was really dark in that room that we were cutting in. I know the video picked it up like it was light, but it was actually pretty dark in there. The LED lights on this tool, there's an LED light right here on the left side of the blade. That actually really helped me to see my line when I was first scoring that, I use a black Sharpie to mark my lines, and that really helped me to see that line. So you might think, why did they put a light on a cutoff saw? Well, I'm really glad they did because that was nice to be able to use that. Unfortunately, we didn't have water at this particular location. We had buckets of water, but we did not have running water. We couldn't turn the water on because we were replumbing some things. And so I wasn't able to hook up the hose. That would have made it really easy. But honestly, just a pump up sprayer worked really well for us in this application. Would I recommend this saw? Absolutely 100%. I'll put a link in the description down below. Would I recommend this saw every single day to cut 4-inch thick concrete over and over and over again? Maybe not. I feel like this is your lightweight portable option if you need to cut out a hole like a brick facade, maybe to install a window or a door. You need to cut out some brick. This is your baby right here. You need to cut, maybe you're replacing a tub that the drain's on the left and you're putting in a shower that the drain's going to be in the center. You need to cut that out. This thing is going to do it. What we were using it for, that's why I had the other saw, because I knew I wouldn't have enough battery power to complete all the cuts we had to make. I mean, it was a lot of cuts, but it absolutely impressed me. It impressed the heck out of me. Just the fact that it was so much more comfortable to run than my big 14-inch saw that I've had for years was impressive. I mean, it was just a dream to use. Seemed like there was something else I was going to say about the saw. I can't remember what it was. The blade that came on it worked really well. That was just great. It was a great overall experience, and I can't recommend it enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. I've got new FLEX tool content, all kinds of random tool content coming out all the time, how-to videos. I think if you like this video, you'll like the rest of my videos. So definitely consider subscribing. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next one.